like bath bomb. You gotta hit both buttons at the same time. So your body wash, body oil. This is kukui nut oil.
This is nice. It smells good. Wow. Talk to him, babe. It's nice in here. It smells good, huh? It's like super good. I'm gonna show you everything. Okay. We got tea tree, eucalyptus, patchouli, citronella. Oh, this is for mosquitoes to repel mosquitoes. Oh, that is. Dang, that's hard. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm excited. It's nice. I'm gonna show y'all some tall. So they got these tall soaps. Like I want to make one that big. That's hard. Got sage, mint, rosemary, lemongrass, citrus. That lavender one. And I got these. I got these. Oh, they got mango. Yeah, I hear you. Coffee. They even make lip balm, y'all. Look at this. Body oils, y'all. This is what I wanted to show y'all. This is super nice. These tall. Wow. I'm gonna do some shopping in here. I'm gonna have to smell nothing. I smell good though. I ain't gonna lie. I do. Hemp. I can mess with hemp.
Derivative, certain hair products. So it's a pretty big chemical, like for industrial uses, but we just make soap with it. Yeah. So in our case, we're not using animal fat. We're using coconut oil, palm oil, olive oil, and castor bean oil. So that's what this whole setup is. But with the palm and the coconut, those got to be heated to a liquid. So the cabinet in here is heated. This way we can get the oil out, but you also need the oil to be a liquid when you're mixing the soap too. Okay. And the reason we use like a blend of oils is after the oils become soap, each one does something for the bar. So like coconut oil makes a big bubbly lather. Palm makes for a hard bar soap and makes your soap last longer. Olive oil, not a great lather, but very gentle on the skin. And castor oil increases your lather and is moisturizing. So that's, you know, every soap company has their like blend of oils they like to use. Like a lot of people like to use shea butter because it's super moisturizing. Right. But you know, definitely coconut and olive are big standards of, and palm for the soap industry. So I'll weigh out all 4 oils into the pot and then I'll come over here and you can see the construction influence. One of the owners who were construction forever, you know, these are, so I'll throw this paddle on here, I'll stir up the oil, and then I'll add the lye water, which I'll pre-weight. Right. So when you first dump that into the oil, it separates from the lye water and oil. Okay. And it's gonna go from like a yellow oily color to beige. The temperature rises, and the longer you mix the soap, the thicker it gets. Yeah. And when it's the right thickness is when you're adding your scent. And this is the hardest part with the timing because some scents can accelerate the soap making process. So you need to add them early or the soap can get so thick you can't pour it, it gets stuck in the pot. Right. So depending on what kind of soap you're making, you're adding the scent at a different time. Right. So the first thing we put in every scent pack here is even more oil. Have you ever heard of kukui nut oil?
No,
I think
you saw it in the store? Yeah, the Lay's made of nuts. Those are kukui nuts. That's a state tree here in Hawaii. Wow. And that oil is really good for your skin. We put in almost everything we make as well as bottle it by itself. Wow. And I like it. What I like a lot about it is it absorbs well. So like you're not feeling super greasy. So that's nice. I mean, if you want to feel greasy, we have body butter, but then don't sit on your couch.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like stuff like that.
Yeah, so
don't
we have
like that.
testers, put some on, you'll see it's like, it absorbs, I mean, it's not like you won't feel it, but it absorbs pretty well.
That's good.
So, yeah, it's really good like for like, you know, minor scrapes or wounds, eczema, psoriasis, any kind of skin irritation, super cool stuff. Then, whatever
I
the
know that's
scent
what I'm
is,
saying.
and then any additives. This will all go in at the same time. Then what I mean by that is like in our coffee soap, we put actual coffee grounds, or like our eucalyptus soap gets the actual eucalyptus leaf.
Right.
So that all gets added with the scent. So like this is a very floral one. It's not my favorite, but a lot of people like it. It's called Pikake, which is Hawaiian jasmine. More popular scent.
I see it. Wow. You don't like this smell?
It is decent.
Kind of different. Oh, good to me.
So you'll let your all those things, the kapui nut oil, your fragrance, and any other additives mix in for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then you're ready to pour the soap. So this is our standard mold. This was a drawer from their house because we're always like, what's laying around? How are you saving money recycling stuff?
Yeah.
So, and we make our own silicone liners, so you pop these in and out, wash them in between, and it makes the releasing the soap a lot easier than like what we used to use with paper, and it would stick really bad to the soap and leave lines. It was hard to get the corners. So this, you know, makes it much easier. So, like some soaps, like our coffee soap or our unscented bar, you just dump the whole thing in. But a lot of our soaps will get some kind of color. So, all these colors come in a powdered form. If you put powder in soap, though, it will clump in there and you'll have these pockets of powder. So, what we do is blend all of the colors with macadamia oil. So it's nice and smooth when you add it to the soap, but that's also good for your skin. So it works on 2 levels. Then you want to layer this thing. You want to make sure the color is like, you know, evenly distributed. So this is a really fun way to do that. If you take a piece of wood and pour it, it'll cascade down and make these rings. And then you can drag a rod through it and feather it. So that's how you can make the soap look like this. So once it's in here, you gotta leave it in here a few days to cool down. Saponification, it generates heat. After you pour the soap all on its own, it's gonna heat up to about 160 degrees and then slowly cool. If you try to unmold this while it's warm, it will stick to the silicone and you'll rip part of the block off and you're gonna lose bars. So 3 days is good, it will release nicely, and then I'll leave it on that table for about a week before I touch it again. What I want to happen is some of the water from the process to evaporate. The soap, when you first unmold it, is incredibly soft from the water in the process. If I pick it up, my fingers will go right into it. So I wait about a week, and then I'm comfortable handling it, which is, I can show you how to cut this. So this is a fishing line attached to a guitar tuner, and I'm going to push it right here. So that first cut will give you 4 sections like this, and then I'm going to break this into thirds.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
And then I'm going to cut this whole top off. I want to make sure all the bars are the same size, but I also want to get rid of any imperfections. But this is still good soap, so we don't throw this away. What we do with these is make soap slippers out of them. And then we'll sell them in 3 packs. So this is cheap, and then you can try 3 soaps.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, because we don't want to waste this. Feel it's very soft still.
Yeah, it is.
So there's still a lot of water in there, but so that's why it's so soft. So the soap's not ready yet. If I give you this to shower with now, it's gonna have a weak lather, and it's gonna get all mushy and gross. If you're bar soap sitting in water, how it gets all nasty. So it's not ready yet. But first we gotta cut it into bars. So I used to push this through by hand. That's the old cutter. The problem with that is if you don't push evenly, it puts a wave in the soap, It doesn't look nice and it won't fit in the box.
Yeah.
So to solve that, Jerry, one of the owners, he made this because we try to like build everything ourselves. So this is a pneumatic press. So it runs off air, which we have 5 machines here that run off air. You'll see them. So you just press the button. So yeah, that's made my job much easier.
Right.
And so you got to age soap to get the water out. So when they were making soap in their house, they're like, how should we do that? They pulled the window screen off their house. So these are all window screens so that the air can flow through. And then it'll sit here to dry for 6 weeks. So it's a 7-week process start to finish. So that's what's going on here. And that's going to make your bar last longer, your lather better, and less likely to get all mushy in the shower. Always with bar soap though, you want to leave it on a dish that drains so that anytime it dries out in between, it's going to make it last longer. So one batch this size will make 216 bars of our standard size. So it's quite a bit of soap. But we can also switch sizes. This is what we sell the most of. But if you look down there, we can do a bigger bar or a smaller bar depending on what people want.
Is there such thing as like having too long?
What do you mean?
Like how you say you wait?
Oh, if I age it too long?
Yeah.
No, it'll get even better. Because even though we age it this long, there's still a little bit of water. Well, let's say we left this here for 3 months, your bar's gonna be rock hard. Not rock hard, but pretty hard.
Yeah.
And that will, it'll make the soap last longer. Like this has been here a really long time. You squeeze this really hard. See how hard it is?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you leave it there even longer, it's gonna get like, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't messing with that.
But this one's bad. That's rancid, that orange spot. So I should just go so that's
Oh, that means it's bad?
yeah, if your soap turns orange like this, that means something went rancid in there. It could be the fragrance oil or one of the oils used. This is like probably a year old and that's where that happened. But most of the time the soap won't go bad. Like I have soap bars that are 2 years old, you can still shower with it. Just what happens usually is the scent fades.
Oh, okay.
How do you enhance that?
Well, one thing, you could keep it in a plastic container, but for us, like at 9 months, we'll put it on sale. Or there's a bin in there called Sud Duds, and with those are like either old bars or where the scent faded, or they have imperfections in them.
Oh.
So, but yeah, we never let something sit too long. So then, because we want it's got to smell right. So. And some things have a really long shelf life, like patchouli oil, like 2 years later it'll still smell strong. But for example, like our Hawaiian mango fragrance, at like 9 months the scent will start to fade.
Can you prevent that in any type?
Yeah, you could put more. Not every soap gets the same amount of essential oil or fragrance.
Yeah.
Some of them need a bit more, like citrus is like that. It needs extra essential oil to hold. So yeah, that's the best thing you can do, but past that, there's not really, you just don't want to let yourself sit too long.
Right.
All right, let's go to this next room. So I have all these sections of soap made. This is for a couple of different things. One, we sell bulk soap, right? So if you really like a scent, you can buy a section like this. It's cheaper than buying individual bars.
Okay.
And then you can just use a kitchen knife to cut it.
Right.
But the main thing this is for is so we can stamp wholesale every week. If I take the fully aged hard bar of soap and try to use this stamper machine on it, the bar's too hard, it won't leave an impression. But I cut this and stamp it today, the inside is soft enough to stamp. You got like a 4-month window where that's possible. So every week, our best wholesale account orders, they want a variety of soaps stamped. So this is how we can get away with doing that without having to hand stamp each bar.
Yeah.
So for a wholesale account, there's 3 Whole Foods on the lot. So we'll put their logo in it for them.
They crazy.
And that's like a way to stand out, customizing, like stand out from the competition.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of different, like, what's that? It's just like a pattern. Aloha, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Hawaii team stamps, like Turtles, Mahalo, the Shaka. So this is the stamping machine. The owners, they didn't build this, but they designed it and had a machinist built it. So load up the soap, there's a sensor here. If it's covered, this will keep running. So sometimes we stamp hundreds of bars, so you just keep feeding the machine. Oh, see this, I'm gonna try it again. This bar is hard, it didn't stamp well. There we go. And this is consistent pressure and centered, so they all look nice. It's like a clean stamp.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty good.
Any questions about silk before I show you a couple of things?
I don't know. I think I answered them.
What do you think is like the most
Popular?
y'all say the most popular scent, I guess, yeah.
Is this one plumeria. It's a very common flower. That's the clue with the plumeria. Kind of, I mean, that's like a drawing, but that's kind of what it looks like. There's a tree out front. I don't know if it's blooming right now, though. I can't think of it. Very common flower out here.
That's a power.
So a lot of those leis, the flowers are made with plumeria.
Oh.
So that is our number one, and our number two, which is always surprises people, is our unscented bar. Because people with like eczema, psoriasis, allergies, sensitive skin, usually they can use it.
Wow.
So we sell a lot of our unscented bar.
Mental note. That makes sense. I do. I use that. So. I like
Yeah, we have two. So if you like, say you or somebody you know, these two are our unscented. The Kuina bar and our charcoal bar.
Yeah.
Charcoal's good, it pulls dirt out of your pores, but it's unscented too.
Yeah, me too.
That got really popular like a few years ago. So like charcoal products like toothpaste, the masks. So we started making this.
All that stuff.
Smart. That's smart. You gotta hop on that cream.
All right. Well, we have the products here, so let's go this way.
Well, I do have another question. Is there one that's like super hard, like a scent that's super hard to like make, I guess?
Not really. The only thing that's hard is when those certain fragrances or essential oils too can do it, accelerate the process. That's difficult because you have a couple of minutes to get the soap in the mold before it gets stuck in the pot. So I've definitely mistimed it and ruined batches of soap. I try to avoid that, but it can happen, yeah.
And what scent was that?
Those tend to be like the plumeria soap, our most popular, so that can be a pain. Pikake, our Aloha Lei soap, all the floral ones. We don't make cinnamon soap anymore because it didn't sell well, but that was another one. Cinnamon soap was one that accelerated the process a lot. So our sandalwood soap does that, but with the sandalwood, there's no color in it. So you just dump the whole thing in, so you're not worried about the timing as much because you don't have to like mix the color in and swirl it around. You can just dump the whole batch into the mold.
Okay.
So everything that's not bar soup gets made back here. So like bath bombs. So bath bombs are made of citric acid and baking soda. So I'll mix that in the KitchenAid. Add fun colors, add the scent. The last thing you add is a touch of rubbing alcohol, which allows you to bind a bath bomb without it fizzing everywhere, because you got to get it wet. So you can use that or witch hazel. I prefer the alcohol, but yeah, use water to fizz it everywhere. So I used to do this by hand. It would take all day, right? So in a hotel started ordering 200 at a time. So this is another thing that Jerry, one of the owners, built, this bath bomb press. So we got consistent pressure now. Just fill up the mold, level it off, and then he's like, I don't want you to pinch your hands, so you gotta hit both buttons at the same time, so you don't tweak your finger. And then they'll pop out like this. We'll let them dry overnight. All the alcohol evaporates and they harden up. And then we shrink wrap these, because the moisture, or if you spill something on this, is, start fizzing. So this helps preserve it. That's an old cement mixer. We use that to mix bath salts. So we'll blend Epsom salt and sea salt. Add different clays for like the plumeria gets rose clay. add the scent, mix it up 10 minutes, and then bag it. Or in the store, there's 3 cents where you can scoop your own bag salts if you like.
Oh, shoot.
Definitely knowledge right
So this is our bottling machine. We didn't make this, we got this. But body wash, body oil, this is kukui nut oil, lotion, sugar scrubs, all run through this. So, you know, I dumped, this is unscented kukui nut oil, dumped some in there, got my bottles out. That foot pedal will turn this on so you can use your hands to hold the bottle and feed the, you know, move them through.
Mm-hmm.
And it will adjust. That's a 2-ounce pour, but there's a screw on the back of there, which will change how much comes out of the cylinder. So we mostly do 2, 4, and 8-ounce pours of different products. Some things are a little different. Like we make a sugar scrub, that's a 6-ounce pour. We also make body butter, but this can't go into the machine. It'll cool down and get stuck, so I can't pour this. Alright, this is where we make all of our lip balms. Right here is a big double boiler. This is another thing that Jerry made out back. So there's a water jacket, heating element, temperature regulator. You want to make sure you don't burn the beeswax. So you double boil everything. So for our lip balms, that's beeswax, coconut oil, kukui nut oil, sweet almond oil, macadamia nut oil, then mango butter or cocoa butter, depending on which flavor lip balm it is, and then the flavor and vitamin E. So while that's mixing and melting, you prep all your trays. So like you just plug in the tubes. There's 225 to a tray. You can take this, flip it upside down. You know, you stick it under here, open it up. It'll flood the tray. It looks like thin honey when it comes out. And you fill all your tubes, but you overfill this. You want to make sure that there's not air bubbles in the lip balm tube. So if you overfill it, they'll all rise up. Then you have too much though. So as it starts to cool down and harden up, you take a metal spatula and scrape off all that excess and take that and remelt it. This will still be lip balm. And then we'll come through and cap these the next day after they cool down. Once they're capped, we can come over here. So I've been here 15 years. For the first 5, we did not have these labeling machines. We would either buy pre-labeled bottles or have to hand roll on this thing. All of the lip balms, hand rolled. If you're really good at this, maybe 100 in 1 hour. We have thousands of lip balms, right? So the owners like, this, you know, they said, let's do this in-house. So they went to a trade show and got these labeling machines. This one will do the bottles, the 2, 4, and 8-ounce bottles. This one only does lip balms, but this can do 225 lip balms in 5 minutes. So major upgrade in the production. So now we can keep up with the labeling, and it's not very common, it's expensive, but we do a little bit of custom labeling. So if you look right up here, Whole Foods on Maui gets their own wrap. Or like, there's a famous shave ice place called Matsumoto's Shave Ice here in Haleiwa town, and they get their own packaging as well. So.
Oh wow, Dr. Bonus.
Oh, that? I don't know what that was for. Oh, it's hand sanitizer. They're the old school natural soap company.
Yeah, that's what we use.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
good
always
stuff.
use that.
They make Castile soap, so that means either like 100% or very high percentage of olive oil.
Oh, that's what it is. Huh?
That's always what we use.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
use that.
Well, hopefully you'll use ours. I'll give you guys some samples. and
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely. I'll try.
But yeah, I can't give, I can give it, I can, say bad things about some other companies, soap companies, but Dr. Brown is really legit. They've been around forever. Alright, here, we're gonna make the full circle here. So this is the stock room. Everything in here is ready to be sold.
You guys like lotion too?
Yeah. Lotion, body oil. We have a body spray, a couple different ones, but the one I really like is this outdoor mist here. This is a natural bug spray. So it has citronella in it. So if you're
Told
like
you.
worried about the mosquitoes,
Me.
yeah, you could just, and you don't want to put like DEET or harsh chemicals. This is just all it is rice bran oil, water, and some essential oils.
Yeah, we'll be good to that. Okay, it's possible.
And then yeah, the 2 ounce you could, you know, you don't have to. You could just carry it on too.
Right. What would you say out of all of these ingredients or items you guys make, what's like the easiest thing to make, or like the worst or hardest thing to make?
Bath bombs are a pain in the ass. I hate making them. The problem with everything else, like exactly follow the recipe every time.
Yeah.
With this, based on humidity, and if you put too much, it's really wet and it gets stuck in the mold. And if you don't put enough, it falls apart. So it's like adjusting it. So that's pretty hard. The sugar scrubs are kind of a pain to make. They don't bottle well either, so you have to weigh each container every time because we want to hit our, you know, we're not trying to short anyone.
Yeah.
So you know, you gotta weigh each one and adjust it. So yeah, like the lip balms are fairly easy, the soap's fairly easy, but yeah, the scrubs and the bath bombs are probably the hardest products to make.
I'm good on that. I wouldn't even try to. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I can have that.
Yeah, I got like batch numbers, what kind of soap it is. The red is the cut date, and the blue is the date it was pulled off the drying racks.
Yeah, you got to, yeah.
Building, so that's not fun. So that's why there's parks and pools everywhere. When it's actually raining, we have to put pools out in the lobby to catch people. We need the 100-year-old building, but we don't own it, so we're actually working on patching a lot, especially the big holes. But we don't worry too much about the pin size ones. All right, I'll be right back. Let me grab some.
I'm glad you're lucky the only people right now. That's a blessing from the sky. So they got some different stuff, y'all. I don't know what I'm gonna put on my soap.
Oh, that shaka! As hard as ever, boy.
This, I don't know. This Moya. I don't know what that is. But... Then they got the turtle, of course. You know, the turtle wordles.
Who's surfing? Stop playing with us.
Y'all don't want to see one of these in Hawaii, right? Can y'all agree? Can I get an amen?
Now you do want to see one.
Nah. What that is? Oh, surfing. I might put this on my. I know this is like really, but it's like.
You want to get a dolphin?
Hawaii, huh? Oh, a dolphin. I'll put a dolphin. So yeah, I'm doing a dolphin.
Soap factory.
I don't know what it is about dolphins, y'all, but I just love dolphins. Like dolphins are just so
it's
cool.
a hula girl.
So unique, and I don't know. I just really think I like them a lot. I'm gonna do some research on them though, but I kind of already did. But yeah, I think I'm putting this on mine. So here we go. This is my dolphin. What that say? Oh, that's a shark.
Shaka.
Oh, shaka. What is?
See how I do.
With the aloha.
Stop playing with me, boy.
Pretty good, pretty good. Stop playing with me. Yeah.
See that clean?
I kind of accidentally made something, like a little board or something. That's kind of hard though. Well, y'all, that was very, very fun. I really enjoyed that whole experience. It was very knowledgeful. Because I really want to know that stuff. I don't know if y'all probably don't really care about soap, but I ain't even gonna say nothing. Never mind. Don't even worry about it. Just know I do, and I just like to know how soap is made because it's like one of the most important things. So you like washing your ass, don't you? So it's like, dang, you should at least know how it's made and know how to make it if you ever needed to make it for yourself. Shoot, who don't like washing their ass? Because I do. So yeah, that.